Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Struggles for Survival, Lesson 7, with your host, me, Mrs. Inman. All right, here we go. You need your mentor text, a pencil, and a highlighter. All right, grab those items, and let's rock and roll. Okay, so today, our learning goal is I can identify the details that reveal the setting of a story. Understand how the setting of a story shapes the characters. So like where it takes place, how does that affect and shape the characters? And analyze the ways in which the setting impacts the conflicts in a story. Okay, so let's talk about the elements of fiction. So, a setting is when and where the story occurs. That's pretty simple, right? We all have been able to identify setting in our books and stories that we've read. Our characters are the people and animals in the story. And then, of course, your plot. Plot. We've heard that word before, right? Plot. It's what happens. It's the problem or conflict a character faces or the events of the story, and then the solution. So when you think about, remember the roller coaster we've got, here's our problem, our rising action, climax, falling, solution. We're going to be talking a little more about that when we come back from spring break. Okay, so setting. The place, time, and the environment of a story. Place. Well, where? Home? Store? Jungle? On a boat? Your time. When? When did that happen? Morning, last night, summer, long ago, 1998? You guys weren't even born in 1998. Environment. What? Cold, rainy, dark, cloudy, stormy. That's your environment. The setting affects what happens in the story. Okay? It can change. Setting can always change. So right now our setting, we're going to talk about where that's taking place. We know it's in the woods. That's one of the places that's the setting. Characters react to the setting. I mean, when you think about it's summer in the jungle, okay? And it's rainy, summer rainy in the jungle. That's going to affect the character that we're dealing with. Look, what I want you to do is look for clues in the words and in pictures, if there are pictures. And our mentor text does have pictures. Okay, so the knotted branch, part 1. Well, French and Indian War. Abenaki village. Burned it to the ground. Countryside. These are all amazing descriptions of our setting. So when was the knotted branch taking place? Well, it was taking place during the French and Indian War. And then, I have to move myself so you can see. Where? Where? Well, if you look, it says in the country, Abenaki village, and it's been destroyed. Okay? So it's in the country where an Abenaki village has been destroyed. That's where it's taking place right now. Now remember, setting can change. All right, so I've circled slope, trees, ancient paths, trail, moose, other animals, wolf, human prints. I underlined, I took the wolf's tracks as a sign that this was the right path. This is all about environment, boys and girls. I mean, the place that he's at has uneven ground, the slope. Okay? That's uneven for sure. Ancient paths. Lots of trees. Lots of different animals that, though he doesn't see them, he sees signs of them. Okay? From the footprints. Okay? Human prints. So that's the environment that he is in right now. Okay? Saxo uses his knowledge of survival, the woods, and the animals to his advantage. He knows a lot about this stuff, as we read. He's very knowledgeable about what to look for out in the woods. All right, I want you to give this a try now. Okay? I want you to read page 13. And on page 13, how does the setting affect the character and the conflict? Okay, remember, it's the French and Indian War. A village has been destroyed. Okay? Saxo is our character. Okay, think about what he has found. Whoops. Take a few minutes to read that. Maybe you want to highlight, circle important aspects of what you're seeing with environment, maybe time. Okay, go ahead and do that. Okay, welcome back. All right, so here's page 13. The setting adds to the conflict, doesn't it? I underlined these things. Trail, there was more than one person on the trail. Bostoniac Rangers, which is not good. I saw the tracks made by the boots of white men. Scuffing and dragging of feet. Okay, well, right there, he's going to have to watch out for more than one soldier, isn't he? You know that right there. I mean, it says more than one person. He needs to take a look. Okay. Boots of white men. Bostoniac Rangers. So there's definitely more than one. So that's affecting the conflict here. And then someone had clearly fallen on top of a blueberry bush and then poorly covered remains of a fire. We can tell that the soldiers are careless, but they're also tired. Remember when we talked about the word weary yesterday? So they're being careless and they're also tired. There was a remains of the campfire. I underlined here. No heat. So what that is telling Saxo from his knowledge of the outdoors, of his surroundings, is that these soldiers are at least one day ahead of him. They've been to this spot. There's no heat with that fire within the coals, and they're a good day ahead of him. All right. Let's evaluate our learning. Are you a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1? Make sure that you write down what you are, and I will see you again soon.